So still from the Identity tab, we are going to Users right now. And you are going to wonder, how difficult is it to create a user? Well, it's not. You're just clicking the Create User button. So we have a username. Let's create a user and let's call him ADM. We don't need an email address, we do need a password. So let's set the very secret password on this as well. Now, what I'm going to do here, I want to create an administrator user for this tenant environment. Within a tenant, there are two different roles that can be used. That can be an administrator, that can be a user. Administrators do have more privileges to interact with cloud infrastructure than ordinary users. And that is why in bigger clouds it makes sense to give every tenant its own administrator. In smaller clouds, you don't need it. In smaller clouds, you might want to use the overall Openstack administrator for administration tasks as well. But if you look at what Red Hat wants you to do in the RHCSA Openstack, they definitely want you to be able to create per tenant administrators. So for this administrator, I'm going to select the primary project, which is going to be engineering. And I'm going to select the role, which is going to be admin. So next I do create user, and this is going to create my ADM administrator user. Notice that it's not very nice that I haven't included an email address, but you know what? I don't really care about the email address. We don't need it for this user to be functional and operational. Now let me create one more user, my user Linda. And let me set a password for user Linda as well. This is going to be our typical cloud end user. So user Linda is going to be a member of engineering as well, and her role is going to be member. A member has limited permissions, and we will see what that means when it comes to the configuration of the external network. There are not many differences between the administrator and the member user, but the cloud member typically is able to use the resources within the tenant environment that have been created by the cloud administrator. So let me do create user, and now within this tenant I've got two different users, Linda and ADM.